On breakfast and collard greens, I got what you need. If you want it, 'cause I'm a pimp girl. If you want it,
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of What's for Dinner with your girl. Today I'm going to show you guys how I made this super duper cheesy, delicious, immaculate lasagna. So let's just hop right in. So the first thing I'm doing is preheating my pan, and I'm just going to add a couple tablespoons of olive oil to this. And to that olive oil, I'm going to add some diced white onion and mushrooms. I think I used shiitake mushrooms. I don't really remember. But you can use whatever kind of mushroom that you have or that you like, and whatever kind of onion that you like as well. And I'm just going to allow this to cook down for a few minutes. Probably about 7 minutes, until everything is nice and soft and translucent and brown. So once that was cooked down to my liking, I went in with my minced garlic, about a tablespoon of minced garlic, and I'm just going to give that a nice little mix together and probably just allow this to cook into everything else for about 30 seconds until everything is fragrant. And then I just took a pound of ground Italian sausage. This is pork sausage, and also a pound of ground beef. And I'm just going to start breaking that apart. As it cooks down, I feel like it's easier to break it apart as you go. I think it cooks faster this way, in my humble opinion. So yeah, I'm just breaking that apart, mixing everything together as I go. Yeah, it looks like a lot of work, but it's really not. It's not that bad, I promise. So I'm just going to keep on doing that until the meat is cooked all the way through. So while my meat is cooking down, I just went on ahead and started boiling some water for my noodles. I added some chicken bouillon powder to my water, and I'm just going to add in my noodles. I'm not going to cook these all the way through because this is going in the oven. I just wanted it to be soft and not so breakable. So I really just left this in here for about 4 minutes. So after just a couple of minutes, I was able to go ahead and start folding the noodles down off into the water, which is exactly what I did. And as you can see, the noodles are malleable enough to do that without breaking, which is kind of what we want. We just want them to be malleable enough to not break while they're being manipulated. So that's why we do this. That's why you only need to do it for about 4 minutes. And our noodles are done. Okay guys, so now we are ready to season our meat. So I'm just taking about a half a tablespoon of salt, half a tablespoon of black pepper, and I also am going in with some oregano, garlic powder, onion powder, and I also am adding in some basil leaves. These were frozen, so that's why they look like that, a little wilted. And I'm just giving all of that a nice mix. And at this point, you can go ahead and taste for salt content, just to make sure, you're heading in the right direction. And then I'm adding in some thyme, some fresh thyme. And then I'm going in with my jarred marinara sauce, and make sure you get all of that sauce out. So rinse it out with water and use all that sauce up, okay? Use all of it. So I'm just giving this a nice mix, and I also ended up adding in some sugar just to cut some of that acidity. This is totally to your taste, and I'm just giving this a nice mix. I love saying that, nice mix. And here I'm just adding in a little bit of crushed red pepper, just for the culture, because I gotta have my crushed red pepper. And I'm making sure all of that is incorporated. And then I'm going to allow this meat to simmer for about 45 minutes. So in the meantime, I'm going to start on my cheese mixture. By the way, you want to simmer this on medium-low heat. Alright guys, so for my cheese mixture, I'm going in with about half a cup of ricotta cheese. You can totally skip this if you don't like the texture of ricotta. I know people are really funny about that. And I'm also adding about half a cup of cottage cheese. So you want to do equal parts of both. Honestly, if you don't like these particular cheeses, you don't have to use them, but I love it, so it's good to me. And then I'm going in with about a cup of Parmesan cheese, because I love me some Parmesan cheese. And I'm also taking about a fourth cup of Swiss mixed with Gruyere cheese, and I'm just giving this a nice little mix before I add the rest of my cheeses and other ingredients. So here I'm adding a teaspoon of salt and a few tablespoons of parsley flakes. These are dried parsley flakes. You can totally use fresh. And I also added about a cup of mozzarella cheese because we want this to be extra cheesy. So we got to use a lot of cheese. So I'm just giving this all a good mix to make sure everything is well incorporated. And then I'm going to add 2 beaten eggs. And I'm going to give that all a nice mixture until everything is incorporated and combined. I said a nice mixture, a nice mix until everything is incorporated. So you just want to mix, 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 mix. Look at that egg I spilled on the counter. I didn't even notice that. I'm sure I cleaned it up because I'm clean. Hello, somebody. So yeah, just mix that up. Make sure that egg is very well incorporated into your cheese mixture. And yeah, that's all. Okay, so now we can see that our meat sauce is done. This is why we simmer it, because it gets this nice, deep, rich red color that I absolutely love. And I'm just spreading that meat mixture onto the bottom of a deep dish lasagna pan. And this is our first layer. So now I'm adding my noodles, and you want to make sure that your noodles are overlapping one another, because if they're not, they're going to break apart when you cut it. When you cut into it after it's done. So you just want to make sure they're overlapping a little bit. And then we can go in with our cheese sauce and spread that nice and evenly onto the noodles. And again, you want to add your meat sauce on top of that layer of cheese and spread it out nice and evenly. Then go in with another layer of noodles. Again, make sure they are overlapping one another. Get your cheese mixture, spread it again once more, and you just repeat the process again. And for our final layer, you just want to add the rest of your noodles. And then we're gonna top that with the rest of our meat sauce. I don't know what I was about to say. And you just want to top that with the rest of your meat sauce. And then here I'm going in with some fresh mozzarella. Ella, eh. So I'm gonna allow this to cook in the oven on 350 for just like 10 minutes or so until it comes out looking like this. And then I'm going to add the rest of my cheese. So I'm just topping that with the rest of my Gruyere and Swiss cheese. And I also went in with quite a bit of mozzarella cheese. And then we're gonna cover this with some aluminum foil, as you can see here. And this is going to go back into our oven on 350 for about 40 minutes. And our beautiful lasagna comes out looking something like this, or at least it should if you do it correctly. So I topped it off with some dried parsley flakes with about 10 minutes left of cook time. And I also took the foil off for the last 15 minutes so it could kind of brown a little bit at the top. And this is how it came out. So I just kind of scored the individual pieces, and I'm just going in and I'm going to add this little piece to my plate. And here we have it, y'all. It looks so good, so cheesy and delicious and amazing. And it was so, so good. I hope you guys try this recipe. I'm really proud of it. This is my first time ever making lasagna, and I think I did a really great job. It was so good. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, like, leave a comment, whatever. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Love ya. Bye. Wait, follow me on social medias. Okay, bye.